Today's video is brought to you by Turtle Wax. For over 75 years, Turtle Wax has been an integral part of car culture in the UK. Their products continue to be easy to use, grounded in technology, and always come at a great price. Today we are using the ceramic spray coating on the RS Turbo. Teamed with Turtle Wax's decades of experience, it delivers unmatched results while making the task of cleaning your car even easier. The car you're about to see, the one that I've just bought, is going to need all of the help with this crazy plush mitt, the clean and shine microfiber cloth, a drying towel, the ceramic spray, and of course the hybrid solutions. But for now, let's intro the video. Yeah, so this is a bit of a different video to the ones that I've been putting out recently. The vlogs, some of the car reviews, the previous Clio that we randomly bought sight off scene off Facebook Marketplace. This one's a little bit different because there is a story that goes with this car. Like my 106 GTI, if you guys cast your mind back to, was that a year ago, a couple of years ago now? There's certain cars from your teen, early 20s, time when you were driving, the first time you really got on the road. Maybe you weren't in the car that you wanted to be. Maybe there was cars around you. Maybe there was cars at dealerships that you always wanted. Let me know in the comments below what that car was. Thankfully for me, during this YouTube experience that we've been doing on this channel, I have completed the 106 GTI. Love that I had for those cars. Finding and buying the exact one I wanted when I was like 18, 19 years old. And me and George at the garage were talking about this exact topic a couple weeks ago. I sort of said, you know what, there's one car out there that I'm never going to find the one. I'm never going to find the one I actually wanted, you know, number plate, specific car, but it'd be nice to have one at some point. It'd be nice to experience what I didn't get to experience when I was 18, 19 years old because they were so expensive, because they were relatively new. The story unfolds. Let me take you in the car and I'll explain. So on this very busy road, more than 15 years ago now, I, at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday, PM this is, middle of the night, drove down this exact road in my Vauxhall Corsa C. It was a 1 litre, 3 cylinders, the only car I could properly afford back then. And I drove down here when this was a main dealership, parked my car here after seeing one of the cars on the forecourt, and sat where that red Mini is, right there, was the car in question today. I'm not talking about a similar car, I'm talking about the exact car. That exact car brought the passion for a lot of hot hatches for me, because at the time the car in question was around £13,749. So I remember looking at the price and thinking, I'm never going to be able to afford that. So my Corsa C sat right in this slight lay-by here. I actually went, looked around the car, looked in the window, saw what seats were in it, and was gobsmacked at how cool it was. Knowing that it would be so hard to try and buy that car at that point, I brushed it to the side, left it there, called it quits. I knew I couldn't afford £13,000. And that touching little story takes us to today. When I say this car is the exact one that was on the forecourt, I'm talking the colour, the number plate, the exact car. Not a car that I had seen and I'm trying to relive that whole youth thing of, oh, I bought one because I couldn't afford one back then. This is actually that car. And I can't stress enough how hard it is to actually do that in this world that we live in these days, where, you know, you set into the MOT database the old car that you used to have when you were like 20. It's probably not going to be there. If it's cars that I've owned, it's probably not going to be there. A lot of my cars, my Corsa, my first Corsa is scrapped. My Audi TT, my second car, scrapped. My Golf, my 1.6 Golf that I couldn't afford to buy a GTI, so I bought a 1.6 Golf to make it look like a GTI. I cannot find these cars now. So to have this pop up at the garage the other day was literally beyond me, and I was like, is that what I think it is? And I spoke to the owner and it is exactly the car I thought it was. So yeah, enough of me blabbing and all that. Let's push it into frame, shall we? I'm gonna say now, there is some stigma behind these cars at the moment, just like previous generations of hot hatches that people weren't necessarily fond of. This is from the 2000s generation of cars that people weren't that fond of. Yeah, it's one of those cars. So I am gonna get some people in the comments saying, oh, I don't like that, but it's cool. It's cool because I'm well happy, mate. I'm made up, I tell you. Anyway, show you it, shall we? Right, unlike most of the videos like this car should actually start, which is good. Although there is problems, of course there is. There's one major problem I haven't actually let on yet, but we'll get to that in another episode. Let's hope it starts. I haven't got the keys on me. Ah! I now have the keys on me. Look at this, right? 2 keys. 2 keys. Who buys cars with 2 keys? Sorry, comment section. So yeah, this is exactly what you think it is. It's a Corsa VXR from 2008. Yeah, this is the car that was £13,749 back in 2011, maybe 2012. Around that time period, it's about a 3-year-old car at the time. It was a big deal to even see one on the Isle of Wight, but for me it was like, what the hell, like, wow, look at that car, that's so cool. But of course we don't buy nice examples of vehicles on this channel. There is a multitude of problems here. It does start though, that's the main thing. But let me take you on a tour. The factory wheels have been sprayed black. Originally silver or anthracite grey. It was, you know, a very customary Corsa VXR colour, the grey, anthracite, silver, whatever colour it is. If you know what colour that is, let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to put them back to that colour. But they're horrendously curbed. Like, there's curb marks, chip marks, absolutely everywhere. And if you'll see, the brake disc is incredibly rusty. One of the major things about this car is that it has been sat for quite a while. Although it has MOT, sort of, not really anymore. It's been sat in a yard for nearly 8 years. Yeah, that's right. It's been sat for around 8 years in someone's yard. I can only imagine it was engine or gearbox related. Of course it is, because it's Corsa VXR. But I'll now jump on and show you some other bits that aren't as nice, let's say. Overall condition is the biggest issue here. So, the first thing I'm going to say, yes, it's been sat for nigh on 8 years. A 2008 car has been sat for nearly 8 years, and it really does show. So I haven't washed this, I haven't cleaned it since it's actually been sat in this yard, but multitude of bird poo on the side of it. If I can show you how much just layer of dirt, there's leaves in it. Look, there's in here, there's leaves growing inside the windows in there. You see that? Round here. There is so much algae around this car because, again, it's been sat up in someone's yard for the past sort of 8 years. Yes, it saw the road for a little bit, but not very long. Not much mileage has actually been put on this in recent years, or in the recent year that it's been on the road. Look, just here, green. All the way down here is green. We'll come around the back to show you guys. It is, although on camera might not look as bad, it is just, look at this. Along here, the dirt, the build up, it has been sat cobwebs absolutely everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see the cobwebs. Yeah, she's been sat for a while. Inside is it's not too bad. It's a relatively similar story where, again, it's been sat. You can smell the muskiness of this interior. It is so bad, but it has those seats. The seats that I remember pulling up to that Vauxhall dealership and seeing and thinking, wow, I've never seen bucket seats like that in a little car like a Corsa. You can see just down here how mucky it is. The dash is covered in just grime and dust. Centre console here, you guys can just about see that. It's a good clean away from being actually quite nice inside, but I'll put you guys over there and we'll have a little nose through the car, shall we? See what goodies we can find. Inside though, it's actually not a bad place to be in here, considering it's been sat. Of course, it's probably been cleaned since being sat, and then me owning it, as you can see by many air fresheners, although I don't think they've done a very good job on the outside because there's still green everywhere. The interior is actually a genuinely nice place to be, apart from the dirt and the grime. Everything's just a little bit naff. Got some jewellery in here. It's always interesting to see what you can find in these cars that have sort of been, it's not necessarily abandoned, has it, but it's been abandoned for a while. There is some grease and there's a seat belt there. Twin charger, that's always good. Oh, what's this? A boot lock. I'm going to say that's a boot lock. It's had a boot lock. Not as bad as our Clio though. More than anything, it's not as bad as that. There's no disgusting mess on the steering wheel. It's actually, to be honest, if it has been sat for that long, although it might have been cleaned or it might not have been cleaned, it still withstood so much more than that Clio did. Although the Clio had 170,000 miles on it. One of my favourite things about these is the drive from the driver's point of view. The gear stick that swoops up, the bucket seats and the steering wheel with a slight flat bottom on it. It's just right, isn't it? Not too grimy in here though, which is a bit of a shame because we usually find so much more terrible things. Oh, the glove box has fallen off. The glove box fell off in my hand. Ah, wow, we need a glove box. Ooh, a glove. A fingerless glove, nice. Right, I haven't actually tried the boot yet. Ooh, it's opened. Nothing too exciting, that's a shame. Oh, some dampness though. Oh, we've got to, oh, there's water in the boot. There's water in the boot. Uh-oh, that's never good. Toys though, Paw Patrol, Bear Handle, some other things. One jump lead but no ground. Other than that though, there's not a lot in it. It's a little bit wet though. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? We'll have to find out what that is. Opening the boot though did just expose this grime in here. That shows that it hasn't been cleaned properly, I suppose, since it's been back on the road. And the build up just in here. There's so much build up just in the jams. And if you stayed till the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Sorry to bore you about Corsa VXR nonsense, but the biggest issue, we drove it the other day just to make sure it was happy, so there's no first drive video because I know what's wrong with it. When you're in third gear and you're on it, it just decides it doesn't want to be in third gear anymore and just throws the gear stick like off into neutral. So that's something we're gonna have to assess. Funnily enough though, of course, this exact car came with another gearbox, so I can only imagine that, yeah, it's not going to probably need a gearbox. I'm not saying it does, because it does definitely go in all of the gears except third when you're on it properly. Also, it does go in reverse, so that's good. And also, piston 4, 3, 2 and 1 seem to be okay. But we'll of course see down the line if this car is actually going to financially ruin us, because it probably will. But as ever, thank you so much for watching today's video. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't exist. And thank you so much to Turtle Wax. Remember, link is in the description. Support them because they've supported us on this whatever this is. Cool story behind this car though, but yeah, hopefully we can revive this back to the car it used to be. But thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.